up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited. I mean, I'm always excited for filming, but like today I'm a whole other level of excited because I'm finally getting to share this recipe with you guys. Today we are going to be making some delicious and nutritious baked oatmeal muffins. I am so excited. If you guys saw this short I posted quite a while back when I was talking about some of the work and the behind the scenes stuff that goes into developing and creating a recipe for a baking video, you probably know that I teased at like a healthier baking video coming soon. This is it. It is finally here. Today, like I mentioned, we're going to be making some healthy baked oatmeal cups. So before we get started with the actual baking, let's talk more about what makes these oatmeal cups healthier. So obviously, oats are good for you, and processed white flour is not. So today we're nixing the white flour and replacing it with oats. Another reason that these oatmeal cups are healthier is that they are sweetened naturally with a bit of 100% pure, not fake, maple syrup, instead of like a bunch of white sugar or artificial sweetener. Another reason these muffins are healthy is because they don't have any butter whatsoever. And they also use coconut oil instead of canola oil or vegetable oil or any of the other oils that aren't so good for you. We're nixing those and sticking with some coconut oil, which is good for you. So there are two different kinds of baked oatmeal muffins I'm gonna be teaching you how to make today. The first one is chocolate peanut butter, but if peanut butter is not your jam or maybe you have a peanut allergy, you can skip that one and make the chocolate coconut ones. Both of them are so good. But let's start out by making the chocolate coconut ones. So the first thing we're gonna do is mix together our dry ingredients. So as always, all of the measurements and the ingredients list will be down in the description below so you can follow along at home. So in this large bowl, I have 1 cup of old-fashioned oats, which are the bigger ones, and 1 cup of quick cook oats, which are the smaller. So we're using a mix of both kinds today. I find that gives the muffins the perfect texture. So into this mixture, we are going to add in 1 teaspoon of baking soda, along with some unsweetened coconut flakes. No sugar added, just coconut flakes. A little pinch of salt, and some chocolate chips. You can just use any kind of chocolate chips. There's not much in the recipe, so it's not gonna spoil the healthiness. But if you want it to be extra healthy, you can use a more natural dark chocolate that's less sugary and more pure and natural. And now that all of our dry ingredients are in the bowl, we're just gonna stir this up until it's nice and combined. All of the chocolate and the coconut is all mixed in there evenly. Okay, so now that this is all nice and combined, I'm just gonna set this off to the side and we'll come back to it in a little bit. Okay, so now it's time to mix together our wet ingredients. In this liquid measuring cup, I have 1 cup of coconut milk, which is plain old coconut milk from the can, not sweetened. Because these are chocolate coconut, we're using coconut milk to give it that extra coconutty flavor. So you can actually just mix the wet ingredients up in this measuring cup or just a small bowl, whatever you like. So we're going to mix in some 100% pure maple syrup, 1 large egg, and some vanilla extract. And now we're just gonna whisk this all together. Hey guys, so we are already almost done. I'm telling you, these muffins are so fast to make. But now it is just time to mix it all together. So I have my dry ingredients, got my wet ingredients. Just gonna pour that in there. I'm also going to add in some melted coconut oil. So the reason we didn't mix this in with our wet ingredients is because when coconut oil gets cold, it can sometimes seize back up and turn back into a solid. So we're gonna be mixing it in at this step just to be extra safe. I've never had that happen before, but this is just a precaution. So our batter is complete, and now it's time to bake the muffins. So here I have a greased 12-cup muffin tin, and I'm going to be dividing the batter out evenly between these 12 cups. So you can put in a cupcake liner, but I prefer not to for this recipe. These muffins are very moist and slightly delicate, and a cupcake wrapper, it's just not really necessary for these, and it may make them crumble when you're trying to peel it off. So I just recommend just doing it, just grease it and popping it in the oven. I like to use an ice cream scoop to scoop out this batter. And another little tip is that sometimes the liquid can settle on the bottom beneath the oats a little bit over time. So make sure that as you're scooping out your muffins, if you see any liquid on the bottom, just give it a little stir and it'll be perfect. So now let's divide these out. Okay, so now that all my muffins are divided out, I'm gonna go pop them in the oven to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 to 23 minutes. Just keep an eye on them. When these are done, they'll be nice and risen like muffins. You should be able to touch them and they won't feel wet like a straight batter. And it's kind of hard to tell with these when you do the toothpick test because there's melted chocolate in there, but you should be able to stick in a toothpick and you'll kind of be able to tell, is it cooked or is it wet batter? So anyways, I'm gonna go pop these in the oven right now. Okay, so now it is time to make our chocolate peanut butter muffins. So the process is basically the same with just a few minor differences in the ingredients. So once again, we're starting by mixing together our dry ingredients. We've got the same mixture of oats, same amount of baking soda, pinch of salt, and this time we're adding a bit more chocolate chips than the last time. This one's a bit more chocolate heavy. And of course, we're leaving out the coconut because these aren't coconut ones, they're peanut butter. So just like last time, we're gonna combine our dry ingredients and then set them off to the side. And just like last time, it's now time to mix together our wet ingredients. So same measurement of milk, but we're not going to use coconut milk this time. Obviously, we don't want them to taste like coconut. So I'm just using unsweetened almond milk because that is what I have in my kitchen, in my fridge always. I think that any other kind of milk would work just fine though, so just use whatever you have on hand, not coconut milk though. So once again, we're just adding in the 1 egg, a cup of 100% pure maple syrup, vanilla extract, and then we're just whisking it all together just like last time. Okay, so now it's time to add our wet ingredients into our dry ingredients, along with the coconut oil and our peanut butter. So just like we use 100% natural pure maple syrup in this recipe, we're going to be using natural peanut butter. So most peanut butters out there have added sugars at the least. Some even have corn syrup in them. So for this recipe, because we're using natural ingredients, we're gonna be using natural peanut butter. That's actually what I use constantly in my house. I made the switch and I will never go back because yes, the taste and the texture is a bit different, but I actually have learned to love the natural peanut butter, and I especially love the ingredients. So if you're not used to buying natural peanut butter, it's a bit runnier, the texture is a bit different, and the flavor is gonna be less sugary because there's no added sugars. So my favorite natural peanut butter out there, I've tried a bunch of different kinds, is the Smucker's Natural. This is not sponsored by Smucker's at all. I'm just giving you guys some information and a recommendation. This is the Smucker's Natural Creamy Peanut Butter. They also have chunky, but for this, we want it to be creamy. And if you take a look at the ingredients, you know it's the real natural peanut butter. And it just says peanuts, or in this case, it says contains 1% or less of salt. If there's any other ingredients, then it's not the legit natural peanut butter. Peanuts and salt, that is the maximum number of ingredients that your peanut butter should have. Because I know some peanut butters claim to be natural, but they actually still have added sugars. They just don't have the corn syrup in them. So we're going to be using the legit natural peanut butter. Now, of course, if you don't like this kind of peanut butter, or you have other kinds on hand, it will have the same effects, but for the sake of being healthy, this is what I'm using. Okay, so we're gonna pour in our wet ingredients, our melted coconut oil, and our peanut butter into our dry ingredients. And we're just going to give it a good mix until all the peanut butter is mixed in. This one will take a bit more muscle to mix, but just mix it until it's well combined and the batter is nice and smooth. Okay, so this batter will look different than the last one. It will be darker in color because of the peanut butter, and it's going to be runnier. So now we are once again going to divide it out between the greased muffin pan, bake it at the same temp for the same amount of time. Okay, you guys, so this has been making the healthy baked oatmeal muffins. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said before, all of the ingredients will be in the description below so you can follow along at home. Make sure you guys subscribe and come back every Saturday for new videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!